Welcome to this week's tarot tutorial where I break down the hidden messages and meanings of the tarot one card at a time in a simple bite-sized way. These videos are designed for you to participate and actively learn tarot, creating a keepsake reference book by the end of the series. I'm Heather, and whether this is your first time visiting my channel or you are a longtime subscriber, welcome to the Dog Star Pack. In today's video, we will be breaking down the symbolism and interpretation of the Wheel of Fortune. If you find value in today's video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and tells me what kind of content you want to see more of. Now let's jump right into our learning all about the Wheel of Fortune. For the Wheel of Fortune, I am going to use my green pen, and I'm just going to take a moment to glue it down. So if you are following along with me, this is the time where we glue down our card to our page. Please comment below and let me know how you're enjoying these readings, and I'd also love to hear if you are actually participating and creating a book for yourself. Okay, there we go. So as we look at the card of the Wheel of Fortune, you will notice that in the center of the card here is a wheel, and then in each corner here, you can see four beings. There is a winged lion, there is an eagle, there's a winged bull, and there is an angel. And then sitting on top of the wheel is the Sphinx, and resting at the bottom here is Anubis. And then finally on the left hand side here we see a snake, and it is on the side of the wheel here and it's moving downwards. Okay, so we are going to start with the wheel. I'm going to just turn this sideways so it's easier for me to write. So when we look at the wheel here, the wheel is it's the central symbol here of the card. It's the thing that stands out the most in this card. And this represents the cyclical nature of life. The wheel turns, bringing both fortune and misfortune in equal measure. And it reflects the cycles of time, karma, and destiny. The wheel also represents the law of attraction, where one's actions influence the course of their future. So I'm just going to write wheel up here, and I'm just going to move this down a little bit. Sorry, my microphone's getting in the way. Okay, so cyclical nature of life. Fortune and misfortune. So one of those things, like when things are going good, the only way you can continue to go is down, right? And when things aren't going well, the only way you can go is up. So it's one of those, or only direction you can go in is up. So that's what that means by the fortune and misfortune here. And then it also reflects that cycles of time, karma, and destiny. And it also represents again the law of attraction. And that's like that, what comes around goes around too a little bit, right? So where one's actions influence the course of their future. So actions influence future. Okay, and now we're going to look at the four creatures that we have. So we have again the winged lion, we have the eagle, we have the winged bull, and then we have the angel. So I'm just going to write four creatures. I personally think it's pretty obvious what they are in the picture, so I'm not going to write them all out. But these creatures are commonly associated with the four fixed signs of the zodiac, and that would be Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, and Aquarius. They represent the four cardinal directions, and they symbolize the different forces of nature or the different forces of nature that are at play as the wheel turns. So these creatures also allude to the four elements. So we have Leo is fire, Aquarius is air, Taurus is earth, and Scorpio is water. So four creatures. I'm going to put four fixed signs. And I'm going to put Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius. Okay. And then they also symbolize, again, the different forces of nature at play. So forces of nature. So the different forces of nature at play as the wheel is turning. And again, so this would be your fire, air, water, earth. Okay. And then we move on to the Sphinx that is up at the top and Anubis that is down at the bottom. So the Egyptian god Anubis represents the forces of death, rebirth, and the underworld, while the Sphinx represents mystery and knowledge of the gods and kings. So both reflect the transformative and cyclical nature of the wheel's movement, forever rotating, but as one comes up, the other goes down. So it's that cycle here. So I'm going to put Anubis and Sphinx. Okay, so again, Anubis is represents the forces of death, rebirth, the underworld. Okay, and then the Sphinx represents mystery and knowledge. And then again, together here, they represent that transformative and cyclical nature of the wheel's movement. So I'm just going to put transformative. And cyclical. Say that 5 times fast. Nature of wheels movement. Okay. And then finally we have the snake here. And the snake, you can see, like, here's its head, there's its tail, and it is moving down from the heavens. So this is indicating that movement down from the heavens, descending into the material world. This also has the element of as above, so below, or taking that divine energy and using it to create something manifest in the physical world. So that has that element, again, of our actions influence the course of our future. So what we think, what we do creates our reality for us. So we have the snake. And again, so it's descending into material world. Okay, and now with the numerology, you can see up here the Wheel of Fortune is linked to the number 10. So we have numerology, and it's the number 10. So 10 is a number of completion, but also of new beginnings. The 10 is the culmination of the 1 through 9 cycle, and it signifies the end of one chapter before the new one begins. It is a number that represents renewal, karmic cycles, and the cycles of life and death. So it's completion and beginnings. It's culmination ending of chapter, or of a chapter, and I'm going to put renewal, karmic cycles, and cycles, life and death. Okay. And then when we get into the astrology, I'm just going to put this up here. For the astrology, the association is Jupiter, or with the planet Jupiter. And Jupiter is the planet of luck, of expansion, of fate. So expansion, luck, fate, and also of optimism too. So always seeing the cup as half full versus half empty. Okay, and now we're going to get into the interpretation of the Wheel of Fortune. So I'm just going to move this a little bit there so you can see it. And I'm going to write interpretation. Okay. So with the interpretation, the Wheel of Fortune is a card that represents change, destiny, and cycles. It is a reminder that life is always in motion and that fortunes can rise and fall. This card signals a time of karmic shifts, good or bad, that you cannot control. However, it also reminds you that you can ride the waves of fate by embracing the ebb and flow of life. It encourages you to remain open to life's mysteries and to understand that changes, whether positive or negative, are part of the larger cosmic plan. In the upright position, the Wheel of Fortune generally indicates that this is a period of growth and opportunity for you, that luck is on your side, and possibilities and potentials await you. But as a word of caution, enjoy and take advantage of this season of summer because inevitably summer will give way to a period of winter. So we will now write this down. So it represents change, destiny, cycles, and again, so it's karmic shifts. And I'm going to put in brackets good or bad. But again, remember, these are out of your control. So it's also about riding the waves of fate. By embracing the flow of life. So it's about like letting it happen versus not trying to swim or fight against it when changes are coming and changes come in. Let's see. So again, it does in an upright position, it does tend to represent a period of growth. Opportunity. Luck. Potential. And also, it's again that word of caution is enjoy and take advantage of the period of, I'm going to put period of plenty. Because, you know, once summer is over, then winter will set in. Okay. When we're looking at a career reading, then the Wheel of Fortune can indicate that changes are coming to your career, which may be a change in your position or your career path. But either way, now is a good time to make the changes you've been contemplating or preparing yourself for changes, such as taking courses to develop your skills, and just making sure that you're ready for the change when it comes in. The Wheel of Fortune also suggests that you need to approach a situation in the workplace with flexibility and flow rather than resisting the changes that are coming in. So an example is in your workplace, there could be changes in procedures or how you do something, new software programs, something like that. And rather than trying to resist or fight it, try and be flexible and adaptable to that. Now, when we're looking at relationships and in a relationship reading, the Wheel of Fortune suggests that there will be changes in your relationship for better or worse. You and your partner may be advancing in your relationship, like taking it to the next stage, next step, or you may need to put in some effort or sacrifice in order to keep the relationship healthy. Other cards surrounding the Wheel of Fortune can really help to clarify whether the changes or change in a relationship is positive or negative. The Wheel of Fortune also indicates that your social life may be expanding or you are connecting to new groups or circles of friends. So if it's not about romantic relationships, it can also just be about your other relationships. When we are looking at a health reading, the Wheel of Fortune indicates that your health is improving and your energy levels are increasing. So it is very positive to see the Wheel of Fortune in an upright position in a health reading. Now, when we have it reversed, I'm just going to write reversed. When the Wheel of Fortune is reversed, this can indicate that you are entering, well, you could be actually in, or you are entering into your personal winter. So you may be finding that where doors were once open, they are now closed. Your path is now fraught with challenges, and luck is no longer on your side. The lesson here is to learn to let go and release rather than to cling to an outcome. By accepting the situation or circumstances as they are, then you will be reducing the emotional pain or turmoil that is created by trying to control a situation or outcome. And this will make you more prepared and ready for when the wheel turns upright and you move into a new cycle or opportunity when winter ends and the summer begins again. So we will start with reversed, and so entering personal winter. So I'm just going to put fading opportunities. Geez, that's my shorthand. Fading opportunities, challenges, and luck is no longer on your side. So luck no longer on side. Again, the lesson here, so I'm just going to put lesson, release, let go, go with flow, and be adaptable. Also accept circumstances, or acceptance of circumstances. Okay, because again, that will help to make you more prepared and ready for when the wheel turns upright and you move into that new cycle of opportunity. Okay, so I'm just going to turn it here, and there we go. That is our Wheel of Fortune. Thank you for joining me today on your path of learning, and join me next week when we dive into the Justice card. If you found today's video informative, fun, or both, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and check out my free monthly and weekly tarot readings.